Hi guys, welcome to Dide's Crafty Corner. Today I'm going to be sharing with you a video that's going to be on transferring CVG cut files that you can find free on Google. The one that we're going to be doing today, and now this tutorial is for the Brother Scan and Cut, either the 350 or the DX, whichever one you happen to have, you can do this the same way. Now, unfortunately for me, when I'm doing SVG cut files or SVG files period, I cannot get them to unzip on my iPad or my phone all the time. Some of them I can because I've got a program that I can run to do that. But for a lot of them, I cannot. And I know that a lot of you have that same problem. So when I show you today how to get this file for free and how to get it on your canvas and get it to your machine and make this gorgeous card that I've made, this adorable little pug, you're going to need your computer. Okay, that's what I'm going to be using. But if you have got a different phone, I've got an iPhone and an iPad. If you have a different phone where you can unzip SVG files on your phone, then you can then send it to your Brother Canvas or get it to your Brother Canvas from your iPad, then you can just skip the computer part of this. Okay, so the cute little card that we're going to be making today is of this little pug. This pug comes from, it's a free CVG cut file, and it comes from craftables.com. It's actually shopcraftables.com, and I'm going to put the link below to this particular file. But there's a lot of free files on this site as well as on tons of sites. You can get tons of free digital images on the web. You just need to know what to do with them once you get them. This happens to be a super cute one, and it's really easy to move it around and size it. So I'm going to show you how to do it because this image is actually quite a bit bigger than I needed it to be for my card. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get set up so that you can see my laptop, which is right there, and we're going to get started. Okay, so what you're looking at is my laptop. That's what's in front of me right now. I'm going to show you, first of all, I'm just gonna go through this like maybe you don't know what an SVG file is. So an SVG cut file, you can do other files, not just cut files, but an SVG cut file allows you to cut out easily any cuttable file that is for your silhouette or your cameo or your Cricut or your Brother Scan and Cut. Okay, anything that you can cut on that is an electronic cutter. And you can find so many of these free. So let me show you how I found this adorable. Again, this is from shopcraftable.com, and I was looking for a pug. That's what I was looking for. And so what I typed into the search bar was, not E, free pug SVG. And you can see what popped up here. So as I scroll down, you can see right there's the little image. As I scroll down, you could see that it was on different places had it. Different places had it. So the first one that came up was free pug SVG cut file, which is right here. And instead of clicking on the puppy, which is what most people would do, I went ahead and just clicked on this website, which happens to be the website that I found it on. And it came right up. Okay. So I read a little bit about the company, I did a little research, I looked at some of the things they had for sale, of course, and then I went ahead and I downloaded it. I hit download. On my computer, it sends it up here, right there. And then from there, it's already downloaded. I don't have to unzip it or do anything like that on this computer. And then from there, I went to my canvas. You guys know I can't see anything, right? My Canvas workspace from Brother. There is a download, which I've already done, so we're going to close that. All right, and then I'm going to go to a new project. Now, this may already pop up because I've already done it. It did not. So I'm going to act like I never did, like I've never put it on here. I'm going to go to all these little buttons up here. If you hover over them, it'll tell you what they do. And this one says import SVG, DXF, or FCM file. Okay, so it's telling you what you can import. Then it's asking you, where do you want to find it? We're going to say choose file. And because I already had this up, because I already had it up before, normally I would find it in my downloads folder, but because I just pulled it up yesterday, it's already here. So we're going to go ahead. It tells us right there what it is, Pug SVG. We're going to hit OK, and there it is. All right, so as you can see, everything on here is black. You can change the color of it, right? Actually, let me just put everything back for a second. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to see how big it is. So let's go ahead. We're going to just capture. I'm going to go from this corner to this corner. It's a little bit out of the cutting range anyway, but we're going to just go ahead, drag it down, and that selects everything. And then we're going to go to edit, and I'm going to group everything. All right, so what it did is yesterday this was this right now, this particular image is 4.5 inches by 4.89 wide. So it's too big for my card. So as you can see, that's the card I did. So I just shrunk it down. But you want to be able to shrink down the entire image before you separate it. But you want to separate it so you can put it in different colors, right? Does that make sense, everybody? So in order to separate it, you've got to do what I did, which is collect it all, put it all in a group. So let's go do that again. Let's go back again. Let's do it again. So you're just going to click somewhere on your image. I found that if I go up to the highest spot, drag over, okay? Once you get that box right there that is surrounding everything you want, you're going to go to edit. And now there are two things that are here. Only one thing can I click on. I can ungroup it or I can group it. So the first box right here, when you hover over it, it'll say group or ungroup. Let's go ahead and ungroup it. So as you can see now, if I just looked at the image, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different pieces. Let me zoom you in so you can see all the little squares maybe. See all the little squares? I'm going to leave you there for a second. So if I go back up here and I do edit, I can group, well, we need to go back and make sure we're all in one square. Let's do that first. You always want to make sure before you hit group that you got everything outlined. You're going to hit edit. You're going to group it. Now you've got one square. So that is all grouped. Before you cut it or before you actually move it around, you've got to ungroup it. I'm grouping it because I want to change the size. So let's zoom back out. So to change the size, because it's all grouped and I want everything to be grouped or be sized proportionally, that way you don't have to sit there and keep trying to make things go together, right? All you have to do is hit a corner and drag. Now I want this to be, I'm not sure what I did yesterday, but I think I want it to be like, let's make a little smaller one. So let's do 3 inches wide. Let's do 251. Let's do that one, okay? All right, so then we're going to go back to edit. So this one is going to be 2.5 inches tall by 2 3/4 wide, which is a little bit smaller than the one that I did yesterday. All right, we're going to hit edit and then we're going to ungroup. There's all of our pieces together. And then you decide, what color do you want this puppy to be? I'm going to go with the same colors I did yesterday. So these little hearts. Oh no, did I not ungroup? I did, okay. These little hearts, I'm going to make pink. Okay, but you can actually change the color if you want to, so you know that it's pink, brown, blue, whatever color it is. I'm just forgetting where to do that. So I'm going to move my everything that's going to be pink right here. I'm going to need his little collar. So I'm going to make his collar and his hearts pink. I'm going to do his ears in dark brown. So let's move his little ears over here. And I'm going to do his tail in dark brown. All right. So see, if you look at this card, dark brown, dark brown, dark brown, light tan, and his eyes are also going to be dark brown. And I took the colors off of the original picture that we saw. Okay, and then we have these two pieces which would move all by themselves. There's just two pieces. So we've got a body and we've got a head that are going to cut separately. We've got the two hearts, which this little heart could be put on his collar if you wanted to. You could glue it on later, or you could merge it together now if you wanted to. So let's just say you wanted to, well, we'll do that in another one. I don't want to confuse you guys, but you could actually merge these two together and put the little heart right there. All right, so we got the two ears, we got the two eyes, we got the tail, so we have everything we need. All right, so now all we have to do is to send it over to our wireless machine, either the Brother Scan and Cut 2, Brother Scan and Cut DX, either one of those machines, or you could send it to a file and plug it in to your Brother Scan and Cut. So if you do all of your transfers on a scan and cut where you plug it in, which the 350 you can just put it on a little device that you plugs into your computer, a storage device, and then move it over to your brother, you can do that as well. I believe you actually can do that on either machine. You can. So you can do that with either machine, but the Brother DX has got built-in Wi-Fi. All right. So then all you would do is download. All right. A little thing is going to come up again. It's going to say, do you want to download it to the PC, or do you want to download it to the Scan and Cut via transfer? We're going to do it via transfer, which is just like we did the other day when we did our last video. So I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to set it up so that I'm holding it now. I'm holding the camera so you can see me do it on the Brother Scan and Cut. Okay, so now we're looking at the Brother Scan and Cut DX. I'm actually going to do this on the DX, and then I'm going to turn on the CM350, and we're going to do it over there as well, just to show you how to do it. So I've got the machine turned on. We are going to go to Home. It's saying the cartridge will move, and beware. The cartridge is going to move and the blade's going to move. We're going to hit OK. All right, and here is that part that we need to retrieve data. So it's retrieve, it's patterns or scan. Sorry about that, guys. We're going to be retrieving a pattern. I hit the wrong button. Retrieve data. Okay, and then we've got 4 options. Let's see if I can zoom you in. Lift you up a little bit. 4 options. One is from the machine, from your laptop wirelessly or computer, via a stick, or via the computer plugged into the machine. So you've got that option on both machines. All right. We are going to be doing it wirelessly, which is the little internet symbol, or on, sometimes it's a cloud. So on your computer, it shows a cloud. On here, it shows the internet symbol right there. So we're going to be doing it from here. All right, now we got it. So we've got our little, zoom you in there. We've got it the way it is on the computer. We got our dog, we've got our hearts, then we have our tail and our little ears, okay? All right. Okay, So from here, you can save it to your computer. See how you've got the save, or you could edit it. Everything is far away on the mat, so that's going to be good. So I'm going to go ahead and save this version as well because it's a little bit smaller and I may want to have it. So I'm going to save it to my computer. Again, you could save it to a disk. You could save it to your computer via being wired into your machine. We're going to hit OK. We're going to hit OK. And now we're ready to cut. So we need to load the mat. So we're going to go ahead and load the mat. I'm going to slide you out just a little bit. All right, and I'm going to be loading the mat for the machine. Okay, now when I load my mat, I like to just kind of hold it down right in the center, just with a finger. What you don't want to do is you don't want to bend the mat in any way. So if you just kind of hold it, which you don't really need to at this point, but I'm going to do it anyway. I just kind of hold it down, and then I'm just going to hit the feed button. And it just feeds right in. Okay, now we've got to get some paper on here. That's the next thing. All right, so now I'm holding my camera so I can show you I've got the paper loaded. We're still set to go. I'm going to go ahead and click OK. Please select. We're going to hit cut. We're going to hit start. And then it's just going to start by cutting. It's going to start doing its normal thing. I'm going to try to hold this phone very still. It's going to do a depth on the paper to see how deep the paper is and how far it needs to cut. And then it's going to start cutting. So it's doing the brown first. Actually, it's going to come back and forth like it did last night, I'm sure. It's going to do part of the pink and then go back and come back to the last pink at the end. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it did it all. We're going to do our little puppy dog. The body parts. Oh, now it's doing the little eyeball. And I might actually have to do a voiceover for this part. I'm not sure, so we'll see. Okay, so we're finished. Take you in so that you can see. There's all of our little pieces. I'm going to grab a spatula and then turn the camera back on while I peel it off. So I'm going to leave the sound in on the machines cutting out. I did that so that you could hear how quiet the machine is compared to the machine we're going to use in just a little bit. But I also wanted to show you that this little piece that goes right here on the nose, you could totally make that a different color and give this little pug a little darker area around his nose instead of it being white. That would be super cute as well. You could also pop it up for dimension. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you is how to get that same cute little pug. You already know how to get it into Canvas. You know how to send it over wirelessly, but what if you're not hooked up to the internet? What if your computer isn't hooked directly into your Wi-Fi? What's the easiest way to get it from your laptop or computer to any of your brother machines? The best way to do that is to use a storage device, a little thumb device, if you will. I've got a cute little angel right there, which has very little storage on it. It's just a cute little one that they give students in school, and I'm going to be using that one for today. And all you're going to do is hit the download button. A little pug's already there. It's already sitting there. We're going to hit the transfer files, and we're going to save it to the computer. So you would just click it and it would save it to your computer, and it would save it under your downloads on your computer. I've already done that, so I'm not going to do it again, but that's basically all you would do is just hit that file, okay? And then to find it, you would go out of this because you're finished with that. And what I did is I've already moved it to here. And then I'm going to open up that storage device. Now my storage device's name is No Name because, to be honest, it's just one that Susie, aka the school teacher, had lying around in a drawer. So I'm going to bring that up, and as you can see, it's already here because I've already saved it there. But let's just say it wasn't. You would take this and you would bring it over and drag it into your storage device. Now because it's already there, it's asking me another item with the same name is in this folder. Do you want to keep both or do you want to replace it? So let's just go ahead and replace it. All right, so now it's there. So now it's in my little storage device. So all I'm going to do is go, I have a Mac, so I've got to click on that little arrow to make it safe for me to take it out. All right, so now it's on my little angel. And I'm going to take it over to my Brother Scan and Cut, which is not wired. We're pretending it doesn't have wireless capabilities. It does, but we're going to pretend it doesn't. And we're going to plug it in to the port that is on the side, which is right there. Right there. Okay? And then it's going to send the information to the machine. All right? Now let's go back out. Let's just say we're at the home screen. All right, so this is the 350. I know in my previous videos I called it a 250. I don't know why. This is the 350. Now this one does have internet capabilities. I have turned it off for this. I've turned off my internet so that there's no way that it could pick it up, because I wanted you to truly see that this is how you would do it. So you're going to hit pattern or scan. I think we're going to hit pattern. Right. We're going to retrieve data. It's saved data because it's saved to that disk. It's not saved to the machine already. See, there's a cloud and a machine. That means that's data that's already stored in the machine. We want saved data. And do we want it that's saved from the computer or from our laptop or from a drive? We're going to go drive, and look, guys, there it is. Right there. There's our little pug in the same order that it was over there. So now we have it. We're going to say okay. We're going to say okay again. And now we're ready to cut it. So I'm going to go ahead and load the mat because the mat's not loaded. This is a different mat. This mat only works in this machine. The mat for the other one works in that machine. I don't know, guys. And I'm just going to hit load. Okay, and then we're going to add the paper just like we did to the other device. Okay, so we've got our paper loaded, as you can see, and then we need to get this cut. So to cut it, we're going to actually look up. There it is. You can see there's our little figures right there. We're going to hit OK again. Then we're going to hit cut. It's going to turn blue, and then we're going to hit start. Now, I did not do a test pattern, so this may not cut this out all the way. So we may have to cut it again. That's one of the miraculous things about the DX, is that it is much quieter. You can talk over it. And that the blade depth is automatic. This is set at 4 1/4, it looks like, and it may have gone through it. I've got two different types of paper here, 110 pound and 65 pound, so we're going to find out. All right, it's done. All right, let's start with the pink one. Well, almost. It caught just a little bit on the mouth. All right, let's check the puppy. All right, the puppy looks okay. Looks like one of our eyes did not cut out all the way. Yeah, so we definitely have an eye that did not cut out all the way. So I'm going to have to recut that. I'll add the paper back in and do it off camera. But we did get one eye that's perfect, one ear, or both ears and the tail. Our little mouth, it did cut. It has some paper. See, I mean, it did okay. The heart's the same way. And then the puppy dog itself is going to be just fine. All right, so I'm going to pull those off, and then we're going to get started making the process, making the card. So then to get out of this, you're just going to hit OK, and then you can, trying to think, can we save this? Let's go back and see. Yes, we can save it to the machine. If you just go back, you can hit save, and you can save it right to the machine. Okay, and it's saved. All right. So we are done, and that's how easy it is. And then you would, of course, just take your little angel disc or whatever you have out and clear it off for the next time. All right? So I'm going to go ahead and pull these off, and we'll get started making the project. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and get this little puppy put together. So to make this card, I popped it up. For this card, I'm not going to pop it up. We're just going to assemble it, okay, just as it is. All right, but I am going to use my little frames. We're going to use some glue. And do I need a tiny one? Well, we'll see. All right, so I'm going to use my art glitter glue. And let's get it put together. So we're going to be using a top folding A2 size card. This one I cut out in a little bit darker brown. It was not Nina. When I went to grab the paper, I grabbed a different one. And this is thinner than the Nina as well. And I actually kind of like it because it is a little bit of a different shade of brown. It's good to try different colors sometimes. Okay. So we're just going to glue that one flat. Then we're going to go ahead and glue our little white piece. This die cut comes from LDRS. I may be already discontinued. It was one of those fabulous cells that they had on their dies. It's one of my favorite dies. I love it. And we're going to just kind of place that in the middle. That's going to give us that, show off our white and make our dog pop. And it's going to add dimension, even though we're not adding dimension. Okay? We're going to add our frame last, so now we're just going to get started with our dog. Now, the dog on the film, when you see the dog, I got all these pieces because we cut this out twice, so I've got more pieces than I need here. We're just going to move them off to the side. When I cut the dog out, I decided I wanted him looking this way, right? But in reality, you could have him looking either way. You could put him this way, right? Just like that. He doesn't have to be facing this direction. You can, when you use the Brothers Scan and Cut, you can put it on whichever side you want to. Okay? So we're going to put him facing that way. The opposite direction. I'm just going to clean up some of the stuff that's in there, just so we have a nice white. Some of the little threads are back there. Or do I want to make it just the same? What do I want to do, guys? You know what? I don't think I actually made this any smaller. Yeah, it's just a little bit smaller, see? Just a tiny bit smaller than the original. But the original was like as big as the card, so we made it smaller. I just didn't make it any smaller than that one. Actually, I don't want to put the face down first. Let's go ahead and put the body. I'm going to make it the same direction. All right, so I want to put him up a little high, like right there. So in case I want to put a sentiment right there, or somebody wants to put a sentiment right there, because I'm actually going to be sending this card that we're making together to one of you guys. So if you want it, go ahead and leave a comment in the video below. I mean, in the section below. You guys know what I'm, oh, let's put our little doggy collar on. Also, what you're going to notice is on the other one, and I'm going to show you the differences. It's one of the reasons why I wanted to do it this way, so I can show you the difference between adding a little bit of character to your cards and leaving them blank. It's absolutely beautiful if you just do the die cuts, but when you add a pop of dimension by adding some coloring, it makes it really pop out. And I'm going to show you that on that other card I did. This one we're just doing it just as it is, right? Nothing else. All right, let's grab some ears. And let's see which way our little ears go. And that goes there. And that one goes over here. Okay. We're going to add his little ears right there. And this one. I have so many ears now, I don't know which ear is which. I'm going to put the bigger one on there. And you know what else I'm going to do? Perfect. All right, so let's go ahead and put this on. Cuteness, okay. All right, super cute, and his little tail. Okay, and then we're going to do his little eyes. Now, I wanted to show you, did I bring one out? You could actually put little googly eyes on here if you wanted to, right? How cute would that be? I've got some little pink, they're not little, I don't actually think these are little enough. But let's see, I got a couple. I don't have some of the really small ones, but what if you put some little pink googly eyes on there? Or maybe green. Super cute, right? It would be cute, no doubt about it, but we're going to do what the manufacturer or what the designer of this had for us, and we're just going to add a little bit of glue to the back of our tiny little brown eyeballs. And we're going to pop them on the white right there. Whoa, 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 little dude right there. Okay, and then this one. Oh, those are tiny little dots that Brother Skin and Cut made. And I have to say, I don't think that either one of them did a very good job on those tiny little dots on the bottom. I want that to go like that, right there. Perfect. And then I'm going to come in and I'm just going to, okay. All right, and then we're going to add our little frame and our little hearts. And I used I made the frame by using just the two dies of the same background and making one bigger and one smaller, you know, the next size smaller and bigger so that we could have a frame. Just because I thought it would give us a little more pink. And that glue gives you enough time to move it into the exact spot you want it in. Super cute. And then we're going to add a couple of our little hearts in the same spots that I had the other ones, roughly, give or take. And then I'm going to show you something else. So there's one. And then we're going to put the other little heart right over here. I had a black mark on that one, so we're going to do this heart. I guess I had some ink on my finger, and the glue made it wet. Okay, pretty. All right, so there's that. All right, next, as I've said before, with these little die cuts, if you don't know, when you're cutting them out with the machine, sometimes you get a harsh little edge on it, right? Which means that it looks a little bit unfinished. So you're just going to take a bone folder. I prefer the Teflon bone folder. And you're just going to smooth it out. Anything that looks like it has a little crease, a little edge popping up on it, and it's going to be super cute, okay? So here's the one we popped up, and here's the one we did not. All the colors are the same except for the brown, and the biggest difference in these two cards is this right here. So for this card right here, I took this dauber and worn lipstick, and I went all around our frame, our two hearts, the inside edges of our collar, and then I took Vintage Photo and a dauber, and I went all around his little face, and of course all around his little body, and that gave him a little bit of dimension. But also with this one, he's chubbier, right? Because we made him a little bit bigger than this one. But all in all, super adorable. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that you're finding this very interesting. I'm going to try to master it a little bit so it's not so jumpy. But I would love to be able to incorporate both machines because I know not everyone has internet access on their machine, number one, and number two, or they don't want to use it all the time, right? You just want to get it and go. But I want to show you how to download things from the internet and how to be able to cut them out. So I thought this was super fun. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me give you a close-up. There you go. Adorable, right? So if you would like to have one of these cards, just shoot me a note in the comments below and I'll send it out to you. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.